Hey, how's it going, everybody? It's of course me, Dustin Garbin, with my buddy Jeffrey Fox is
That's me.
also always. And welcome to the 35th episode. We are getting to 40 still. Almost 40. It does not, it seems so unreal. We've done 35 weeks of this.
Trust me, getting the 40
But
is overrated.
I wouldn't know yet. I'm sorry, Jeff. But but anyway, I'm glad to have everybody here. Our special guest today is none other than Ito Ortiz, as AKA everybody.
Yeah. Yep. Thanks for
Hi,
coming
everyone.
on, Edo.
My pleasure.
Yeah.
How's it going, buddy?
I'm doing good. Fantastic.
I know you live a little bit further down south from me, but I am enjoying this weather today.
The weather outside is nice in Florida.
Wow. See, I would have said the weather outside is frightful, but a fire is so delightful.
See, we actually had ice everywhere. The only time y'all have ice is when somebody spills a drink.
Yeah, technically, it's true.
But to start things off today, of course, my major thing that I was wanting to really get into today was our rivalry.
Yeah,
Man, that was some of the best times I've had, and of course, every year, I've tried to do rivalries with people. Like in the past, I've done with Mark Perry. Back in the day, you had XCW people.
yeah,
I've always tried to have really fun rivalries, and I remember I was seeing some of your, like your promos that you would do,
yeah.
and which I didn't know you. I didn't know you from Adam. When I messaged you, and I was like, "Hey, would you be cool with doing this?"
Uh,
You had just kind of got into the, I guess, kind of like the shape of, doing promos. So,
yeah,
and I was starting to learn your character, seeing them, like on our SRG discussion group. And I was starting to learn that you were a bad guy. And I was like, I've never done a rivalry with my TAG True American Guy character. I was
yeah.
like, this could be a chance. So I remember hitting you up, and it was pretty fun. And if you want to tell us anything about that, go right ahead, buddy.
Oh, when you text me about having a rivalry, I was like, wow, Dustin Garment wants to do a rivalry with me, and a feud with me. I was shocked. I was like, wow, okay, my first feud. I hope I don't screw up.
You did just fine. And one thing
I
that I
was like,
wanted to
hey,
do with
how,
your
what will you?
fiend character that you were doing is kind of like something similar that I actually did with my GPS character, but I wanted to make you more like unique. So I came up with a way of, like, you may have, as a player, as Ito, you hadn't been playing as long, but I kind of made, I gave you shots that you could take at me to make it seem like your character has always been in the shadows there for a little bit, starting to learn me. And, like I gave you a bunch of information and, failures I've had in my past of playing.
Oh
And
yeah, you texted me that, and I was like, okay, so if I say all this, you're not gonna be angry. I was like worried about it. I was worried, but you told me it was okay. I was like, all right, I'll do it.
yeah, like I was trying to give you, like really cool shots. And I think one thing that I wanted the crowd to really, I wanted them to cheer for you more because I was wanting to give you, which I had joined Impact at the time. So I was like, I could have you say, like, which I would message you these promos and stuff, and you did them real well. You did them great. I applaud you for that. And
I had to
one
write it
thing,
down. I had to write it down on a piece of paper.
yeah, I
Like,
know we had to
okay,
go over it.
let's do this. Okay, okay, got it.
But one thing that you said really great, and it's because I was kind of thinking, well, everybody that hates Impact I wanted you to do that challenge thing, to say, are you going to have this match or do you have to ask John Pavarito first?
Yeah.
I wanted you to hit that.
Oh man, when I said John Paul, and everyone's like, what? What? He has to ask permission?
But
I mean, he really does. But or he did. I guess you don't necessarily have to now. But I'm sure you call him up to check.
Watch it, Jim. But yeah, man, I've been asked before, like how, like certain, I guess, newer players or something like that is always asked, well, how do I really start a rivalry or something like that? And every year I find different people, and I want to start something cool, and which, like with you, I worked with you.
Yeah.
And I kind of gave you info about my history of playing just so you could see failures that I've had and
Yeah.
you can touch on them.
You gave me the
So
push. You gave me the push, to become the like the competitor that I am right now.
now, so much for going into our tables match. Man, I made a rookie mistake. I missed Talk of the Universe that week. Just for people that's always wondered why did I play like I did. We didn't even watch Talk of the Universe that week. We get in our match like 5 minutes, literally 5 minutes. And I remember Jim Lates comes in and he goes, "Oh yeah, what match are y'all in? A tables match." And I don't know if you saw my reaction, but I was like, "Shit." Because my thing was trying to kill your hand size. I gotta keep that grapple in my discard pile, so that's why I played like I did. But how was your feeling going into that tables match?
Oh, the feeling I had in that tables match was, oh, like what can I do to spice it up? What can I do to get the crowd talking and to make this better than the main event of that night? And I say, why don't I
Accomplished.
do the lariats? Why do the lariats?
I can honestly tell you, I do not remember what the main event of that night was,
I know.
or any
Everybody
other
was
match on
talking
the
about.
card except for that one.
I know. It's
Give me
like
one
everybody was
moment, folks.
talking about Dustin Garman and myself. That's it. That was the only thing they were talking about.
Eh.
We were the kickoff show, and we became like what the main attraction.
Oh yeah,
Man,
definitely.
how many times did you hit lariats? That's all I want to know. I can't remember. I
Oh,
was so bamboozled
I mean,
that,
yeah. To be fair, he's from Kentucky, so he can't count to 20. So
yeah, I
definitely
mean,
can't.
past
Can't.
three, I was out.
Yeah, he
I mean,
definitely can't count to however many you hit.
I think either 18 or 20 lariats I hit, and he blocked them. He blocked every single one of them, or I kept on hitting it. I keep recycling.
it eventually got to where I was like, I'm just going to stop it. And after I finally, after what, hour and a half, I was able to get your hand size down where you didn't have that +2. You at least had a, +1 on your turn rows, but I got on a little row there and I was like, you know what? I'm going for that grapple.
Yeah.
But man, it was fun. And we also got lariat sales out of it. So that was awesome.
All right. So we do have a question from the Twitch chat, and mostly probably because he wants to be the butcher of Spanish. Young Allergy would like to know the origin story of the new character Jorgito.
Oh, Jorgito.
Yeah.
Jorgito is he used to be. I used to use that name back in Massachusetts, in Bethlehem, Massachusetts, when I was 16 years old, and I started wrestling in the flea market. I got paid jump chains, like really like terrible payment, but I had fun. And I come in with a Hawaiian shirt. I did it like a copy of Carlito in WWE, and instead of using an apple, I use a pear.
Okay. Interesting.
So yeah,
All right. Now back to Dustin's regularly scheduled questions.
yeah.
Now,
Um,
I mean, going back to our little rivalry, how much fun did you have doing that?
I had so much fun, man. It was awesome. I just like, I asked my mom, I said, yo, I just had the best match of my life, man. It was awesome. I said, I want to have this kind of match every time. I really want to have this kind of match every time. He said, who you have a match with? Dustin Garment. I said, Dustin Garment. I said, oh, he's awesome. He's an awesome person.
Thank you, bud. I just play. That's all I do. But man, it was cool, afterwards, everybody whether that's why I did the voting thing. Like I wanted to see,
Yeah.
like in our middle of our rivalry, I wanted to see who would back you, and it was just so awesome, voting, and then afterwards, here you are now. You do regular promos
Yeah. I try
and
to not spam as much, but sometimes I get a little zealous over my head. I kept on spamming and I'm not supposed to. Try.
and how was it at first? Which like I worked with you in our rivalry, but I know at first you were kind of, I, I guess the best way I could say it is, kind of timid on some things, whether or not, I think at first you were kind of getting into the lingo of promoing and things you could say,
Yeah.
things that are, fun and stuff like that. And not, I know at first some of it kind of bothered you, but we worked through it. I'm
No,
like, man, people are going to give you hell, but
I know.
they're giving you hell because it's fun for them, but embrace it.
When you told me it was paid Feb and all, and I was like, okay, or card Feb, I was like, okay, I understand now. I'll take it in.
But like I said, here we are now, and you're, like your everybody characters in the game and stuff like that. How long did it take you to, to make? Um, did you make the gimmick and everything yourself, or?
um, I made only parts of the game, only parts of it. The +1. The other, the other gimmicks and features were from Mr. Well, the Brain, Bob the Brain Dunn, who helped me with that, and the boss, Steve Rist. And I have to say, I'm deeply grateful that they made that kind of effect. And I was like, are you sure you want to make that kind of effect? Because that's gonna be broken. That's gonna be broken as hell. And then they said, yeah, I'll do it. Because they think that getting a 14 cards in hand is not, it's impossible, and which is not.
It, of course, like I know some people have said, well, you could just keep passing and passing, but eventually you've got to play cards. I
Yeah,
mean,
I have to play cards no matter
you're
what.
gonna have
But
to get something out to at least win. So it's either, I mean, you're gonna have to keep burning, or eventually you're gonna burn out of even being able to use cards. I know, kind of like I said earlier, after I think Premier 2 or 3 in our match, I was starting to go for my grapple a little bit more because I started realizing how much you had kind of died down a little bit. And I know my gimmick randomly discards you, and I have cards that discards, of course, but I had finally gotten my little comfort zone. But kind of like I said in the comment the other day, I don't see you, you're not unbeatable. Don't get me wrong. And that's why I wanted to make sure that you embrace it and, play your
yeah,
creation, how you want to play it.
yeah, because a lot of people tend to hate with my competitors, and I was like, there's so many competitors, and there's so many 1 through 27 that they can destroy my gimmick. So many stuff.
Like
Like,
thinking about it now, I think back then I could have made cards where you couldn't draw or something like that, if I would really thought deeply into it. But I was not expecting a tables match.
it was
That's all I'm gonna say.
Alright.
But
So we have a question from Candyman. And she would
Ah,
like to know your favorite movie and what other country would you want to live in?
my other country I'd like to live in is Japan. And my favorite movie have to be Nightmare Before Christmas.
Okay, I dig
Solid choices.
it.
All right, Tussin, back to your regularly scheduled questions.
All right.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, Jeff, if you've got any,
Not really.
Oh, Jeff.
I'm just,
go right
you know,
ahead.
just checking the chats for it.
Uh,
So, futuristic wise, what are some things you're looking forward to? You know?
future, I'm looking forward to work with Eddie Fury. I want to work with John Poverino if he wants to. It don't have to be a title match. It doesn't have to be a title match. And I want to work with with top guys in the rankings because I want to prove that I can hang with them.
I got you.
That's what my future is. The title shots and everything. eh, that's if they want to give me a title shot. If
And I've said this before too. If I'm the Tommy Dreamer of the LFF, I'll take it. But my main, like my enjoyment, and as many years as I've been playing this game, like I even got asked, when I started this rivalry with you,
yeah.
I had gotten asked, well, and they didn't mean it in a bad way. Don't get me wrong. I've just been playing for a long time, and they're like, "Why Ito?" You know, they're like, "Why don't you call out?" And my enjoyment in this game is trying to, that's the reason why I started the U.S. division and stuff like that, and give people chances that you don't really see promo that much, and stuff like that, and kind of like I mentioned earlier, Andrew Mackey, and you're seeing, which A Fury did promos before, but you're seeing Alex Flores and all these, starting these little rivalries and stuff like that. And it's sometimes the most enjoyment I get out of this game is, doing kind of like what we did, just call a random person out, it fits, work with them, private message each other, make it enjoyment, and the enjoyment I get is trying to help newer people get in, or not really get in, they're in, don't get me wrong, but try to build them up a little bit or start something fun, So
All right. So we do got a couple more questions on the Twitch. Candyman would like to know, Candyman or Candyman Dan?
That's a tough one. um,
you could just be
I'm gonna
nice and
think,
answer whoever asked.
Candyman. Candyman is the one.
Good answer. Um, and the Clown Prince of Cola, Chugonomics, would like to know Coke, Pepsi, or RC Cola?
Pepsi.
Pepsi. All right. And we have caught up with the questions on the Twitch chat, so
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Don't worry. Keep it coming.
Keep them coming.
oh yeah, man. Yeah, everyone who's watching, just fire
Yeah,
those questions out, and
yeah. They don't have to. They don't have to give me like I know, like a dumb questions. A question's a question.
okay,
I'll
you
answer.
heard it here. No dumb questions. So our
There's no
next
dumb
question
question.
is: what are some competitors that have yet to try playing that you'd enjoy trying out in the future?
Um, would have to be uh, the future. No, if I were to choose it, oh, it's tough. Good question. Right now,
If
I'm
you
using
don't,
the rec. I'm using the rec right now.
there's a,
Um,
there's only 300 of them.
I mean, I have a
um,
third of those decks built.
um, I would go with Chugonomics and Mambata.
Nice.
And then another question there: who are some of your favorite wrestlers?
Oh, okay. I got that done.
Carlito, Bray Wyatt. Oh, wait, other than those two, I would
Yeah,
say.
yeah, it's okay. It'll be Stone Cold Steve Austin, Bray
Okay,
Wyatt, and Carlito.
All right, good choices. All right, and
I
we
like
have
that.
once again caught up with the chat.
Can I ask you what really got you into liking, like on our last episode, I'm not gonna get into, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
it was cool getting to know Carlito and stuff like that. What was, what made him one of your favorites? Because, in particular, you don't hear his name enough, I guess you can say.
Um, I've, the reason why I love Carlito so much is because he's from Puerto Rico and so am I. He's from
Hmm.
San Juan. I'm from Ponce.
Nice.
I always watch his matches in the Spanish channels I used to watch. I still watch. I think I have the AAA
Hmm.
channel. Yeah.
And of course, this is probably the most typical, like, kind of question, but did like gimmick wise, like I know you're, you kind of do, something similar to Bray Wyatt,
Yeah.
is that your take on that, or are you, of course that, the buddy building and, stuff like that, but what is some, I guess you can say, similarities and non-similarities of stuff that you have sort of put in there to make it a little bit different? Because I know you've done promos and some things a whole lot different than, it's not fully going fiend,
Yeah.
or nothing like that. What are some, non-similarities that you've put in there?
Non-similarities to the Bray Wyatt and the whole fun house and my buddy building and myself is
Hmm.
we Bray Wyatt doesn't take souls, but we the bodybuilding takes souls and we
Hmm.
put them into little stuffed animals. But also Bray Wyatt has only what 4 or 5 stuffed animals or puppets, while the bodybuilding has millions, millions to go around.
I like that.
And
Wyatt doesn't have a Buddy Calise either.
oh
Yeah.
yeah,
You know something,
um,
Jeff? This kind of calls for a Twitch question.
oh, okay,
Fiend or everybody?
Oh,
oh,
are you asking the
There
people
we go.
on Twitch, or are you asking?
Yeah, we can
I
ask
know.
the people on Twitch. Everybody or the
All right.
Fiend?
Give me a
Which is
second,
better?
and I actually might be able to set that up as a poll.
Oh, nice.
Let me see if I can remember how to do that. But while we're doing it, we did actually have a Twitch question from Master Micah, and he would like to know who's better to work with, uh, the Lord of Lard, Prince Butters, or Chugonomics.
Chugonomics had to be.
Yeah, I mean
He
that
makes me
was kind of a
he makes me laugh.
softball.
He makes me laugh. So
Yeah. Plus the other person is Butters, so
yeah, Butters.
yeah, you know. Plus the other. But
I'm getting my voting hands ready.
yeah, just give me a second. I have to open up my stream
Oh, you're
deck.
good.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I just thought that'd be something interactive we could do.
Sure.
So, another question of mine is, and this could actually, you could actually do, okay, like you used to do probably at your workplaces and stuff like that, like guess the jar of, like jelly beans, stuff like that. Guess how many like stuffed animals Ito's got. How
Yeah.
many do you have, Ito?
Ah, how about 50 stuffed animals that haven't been, character yet? The only thing I don't have is a sheep. I don't have a sheep. I have to look for that one. It's hard to find one.
I'm sure that you'll be able to find one. Amazon is always the best. That's
Oh
all
yeah.
I'm gonna say. So
All right.
when you
The poll is up on Twitch.
nice.
Hold on. Actually, I messed it up a bit. Let me fix it. Well, hold on. All right. I'll get back to that in a second after I fix the keywords again, because I messed that up. All right.
Oh, what was your question? Yeah.
Sorry, I gotta fix my screen. There we go. It glitched on me. I'm sorry about that, guys. I was like, I hope I did not just get cut off. So you said you got like what 50 stuffed animals, stuff like that. Have you always had them? Do you collect or
I used. I had them. I had them when I was a little kid, and now I gave them to my 1-year-old niece.
Mhm.
She means like so much to me now.
All right.
She has so
family
many.
always first?
So the poll is now open on Twitch to vote. Uh, if you would have vote for the fiend, write exclamation mark vote space Bray. If you want to
And
vote for
you know,
everybody,
they change
write
managers, they
exclamation
change
mark vote
everything that helped them get to a place. And I
Eto.
wonder, it's
Um,
just
okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's for the people watching on Twitch. So, all right. We'll close that later on, and we'll give people time to vote and get it in there. And then we do have a couple questions. And hold on, let me. Dustin has disappeared.
Has disappeared. All the connections.
Yeah. So let me switch to that. Oh, well, that's not in the right spot. I'll fix it to just the two of us, and we can do.
I am
Start.
so sorry, guys. I do not understand. Like it started like sending me to other Twitch channels. I don't know what was going on. Sorry, guys.
I don't know how that happened, but give me a second. It's gonna take a second for me to fix this on the Twitch now. And all right, it should be good. All right. So we did have some questions from the Twitch. Now let me get back to that. So we have the very important question of pineapple or sheep.
Sheep. It was sheep.
All right. And
Yeah,
actually, that
because
might have been that for questions that I missed.
in a way, it's kind of like an easy saying though, because you've got to have stuffed animals. Just
Yeah.
saying.
You could have a stuffed pineapple.
Well, yeah, but
I
I
mean,
haven't found one yet. I haven't found one. A stuffed pineapple. Pineapple. No, I haven't found one yet. Me, Amazon might have it.
I've just seen. I think the Candyman linked a bottle in the Starbucks bottle in the shape of a pineapple. So I'm sure there's stuffed versions.
Oh man.
I mean,
nothing amazes me anymore. That's all I'm gonna
Right.
say.
yeah, but you know. All right, Dustin. Let's see. Yep. So back to Dustin.
All
Yep.
right, and here lately, have you still been doing some online playing and stuff, or you kind of?
Yeah. I've been doing some online plays, but people sponsor me and everything. They'll have my promo cards and everything whatnot because I don't have, like I said, I got hacked my account, my debit card, and I can't do
Oh,
nothing. I asked, for people that you want me to take your spot. Can I sponsor you so I can enter the tournament? That's it. I try not to be that kind of person. Like, oh, you need this. I'm trying, to like, if I enter, they get the stuff. Yeah.
Got you.
Fair.
Yeah, I'm sort of getting kind of in the groove myself. It's still fun to to do all these events. I can't make every one of them, but it's always enjoyment to be in these Zoom rooms, and even doing this show is awesome. Just you know, of course, after we cut out, we're in the Zoom where we could talk for a minute. It's always enjoyment. So
Hmm.
that's the main key for me, not just playing. It's always just being able to interact.
Oh yeah. Even with the
Yeah.
pandemic like this, people need to interact.
I tell you what, I'm so tired of hearing like COVID and pandemic. That's a new cuss word. You can't say it on this show. No, I'm just playing. But yeah, I'm so over it.
Yeah, which is fair. And for the people watching on stream or in the chat, there is a link to a stuffed pineapple on Amazon.
Oh,
So
There you go, buddy.
okay, I'll check that out.
This is gonna be a promo next week. I can feel it.
If I
yeah,
get that stuffed pineapple, I'll talk about Matt Nealon. That.
That ought to be the pineapple's name. Like when you do
Oh
promos,
yeah,
be just Bat the
let's put
pineapple.
some, let's put the sunglasses on it.
I mean, you would think it'd be Cuddles the pineapple, since he is the like Cuddle
Oh
Commando.
yeah, cut
True.
pineapple.
Yeah,
I like his idea better.
but I mean, but really, you should wait till you get it and let it name itself,
Yeah,
because they will talk to them, so I'm sure they'll come up with
Yeah,
their own
yeah,
names.
yeah.
And having stuffed animals talk to you is perfectly sane and rational.
yeah.
Now I'm gonna ask you, with that mask that you have with the teeth and everything, where did you get that from? I mean, how
Um,
did you come up with that?
I came up with it because of well, I had like what you trying to say? Like the mask itself, how it was
Yeah, the
designed.
mask itself, like, I mean, it looks pretty dope. It's got the teeth and it just the look of it is like, to me, it's creepy.
Oh no, is that I got I got it from Ron Hugh the third.
Yeah.
He made that mask for me, and I was like, thank you, man. I just paid him the money, and he told me like, okay, you gotta tell me the details what you want on it, and I was like, oh my god, you're actually making this.
Which with me, don't take offense to that because when I say creepy, that means it's awesome.
Yeah, no, and he's trying to make the lantern for me of my
Nice.
face to like
Oh
spread my
wow.
mouth open. I was like, what? He's like, give me a picture of your face and I can do something with this sculpture. And I was like, oh man.
Been wanting to ask you something too, because I was just thinking about the other day. What if we are able to have like grand gathering this year or something? Because I know the first year we were able to have entrances.
Yeah.
What song or anything of your mind or choice, I should say, would you come out to?
Oh man. Everybody's talking about with the theme Bray Wyatt theme, and a lot of people are talking about Doink the Clown, the heel Doink the Clown,
Hmm.
and I chose probably Rosemary, the Decay theme song. I don't know which those three theme songs work perfectly for my character. Just don't know.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I've had moments where like I've seen a promo that you've done or something. I'll have a random thought, like I'll be like, wonder what his music would be like, If we could all just come out to our entrances again, which is awesome. I hope they bring that back. And I hope if we do have Grand Gathering, you can be there. I'd like to meet you,
Yeah.
brother.
Oh yeah, definitely. I got the money. I just have to pay the ticket.
We got to be able to get these tickets first.
Fair.
Oh,
All right.
whew.
Chuggy posted the link to the person who created the mask. He is a member of the LFF community, Ron. So if you want, check him out. We got about 25 minutes left in the interview, so if you're on Twitch or in the Zoom and you have questions,
Everybody,
start firing them now so we can get to them. But while we wait for people to do some typing and the Twitch delay, Back to you, Dustin.
All righty. And what is when, because I know you mentioned Stone Cold. When did you really start, becoming a wrestling fan?
I became a wrestling fan when I was what 4 years old.
I can
I was
relate.
I was the first one I was watching was Doink the Clown and Tatanka. Those two were the ones. I always run around in the bed doing the Tatanka thing and all that.
Oh, Tatanka is
And
awesome.
then yeah, and the Doink the Clown was like he was the Joker of the whole thing of WWF. I was like, I like this guy.
All right. So the Clown Prince-Acola would like to
Yeah.
know, why is Rec your second go-to competitor?
The Wreck, well, the Wreck was my first competitor I ever made, and now he is because quite honestly, I opened a pack, the oh my god, the deck pack
It was the
for Rising
red.
Sun and the Wreck,
Yes, that's it. There you go.
and my friend he wanted this Rising Sun so bad, and I was like, all right, so I'll take the Wreck. And I saw the Wreck, and I was like, let's do it. Let's build this guy. He's like a Dean Ambrose. I like that about him.
The guy that made the wreck was really awesome too. He was an XCW guy from Indiana, and I hadn't seen him in years, but he used to actually, that's how he would dress up when they would have their get-togethers. He
Yeah,
would have his hands, like he would have like a little, like the wrapping tape around
yeah.
his hands and everything, and he would make himself look exactly like he would have blood on his uniform and stuff. He'd make it look like just like the wreck. I hadn't seen him in a very long time, but it was always cool to see that, thinking back to it.
Oh yeah. But the Rex gimmick is awesome. Yeah,
All right. Practice site would like to know, do you have any Super Show stories about funny things that have happened at the store? I guess house rules.
house rules. Oh, funny things. Uh,
And
some of
remember,
them.
we're not rated for children, so you can pretty much any story you need.
Yeah, take your
No,
time, buddy.
everyone had like, funny moments that I brought like the stuffed toys represent the bodybuilding and everything.
Yeah.
Everybody was playing hot potato with them, and I was like just kept on playing on my competitor, playing on my competitor. They tried to distract me most of the times, and they did an elbow drop and throw one of them through a table, and I was like, that's just lovely.
They must not have liked that.
I know. I was like,
Oh, hide the buddy is a house rules tradition, is what Chuggy is saying.
The buddies.
Makes sense.
oh, but I had fun. I had fun with them when they do that to the stuffed animals. I was like, uh,
I mean, who doesn't want
I
to
just,
drop an elbow on Calais every now and then?
oh my god, yeah.
Plus, that
Or
one
the
drinks
wolf.
far less than the real one.
Yeah. I'm trying to get the
I mean,
bottle, the
if we're
stuffed bottle whiskey. I'm trying to get the
yeah, to be honest though, it's very hard to not drink less than John Calais. You
I
really,
still, I,
you really have to work hard to outdrink him.
I would actually be nice to the doll. I think it would be a whole lot smarter.
Oh, I'm not going to deny that. You could probably definitely have a more intelligent conversation with the buddy
Yeah.
Calais.
I mean, just with it sitting like on his shelf up there, he's more higher class than the real one.
Yeah. I mean, the higher class. Is it really higher class without Kirk Polka? The answer is no.
yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, our random cutting a promo on John Calais is over. Luckily, he doesn't
I,
watch the show, so he'll never know.
I don't
Yeah.
actually know what personality I was then.
Um, uh,
All right. So
yeah.
currently on our poll, it is tied for the Fiend and everybody. So if you can
Hi.
get your votes in there, and we'll see who wins in the end.
Do me a favor because I am bad at technology. You realized that earlier. Put in one vote for me for
Nope.
the for please.
Unless it's in the Twitch, it don't count.
Ah, my phone's dead.
Well, all
I
right. Who are
can't.
you voting for?
I'm voting for Ito.
See, I voted for the Fiend, so I'm definitely not going to put yours in.
Oh man.
I mean, I'd like to try to stack the deck in my favor. I mean, I like to be in with the in crowd. All right, so Chuggy would like to know what's your dream trio for SRG?
Dream trio. It would be myself, Chugs, and if he can come out, and I want him to be in the game Morbus. You know, yeah, he's a new competitor. He's a new competitor that we're trying to get in, and I
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
want that to be the trio.
Okay,
The buddy builders.
the Buddy Builders. All right. Who do you see down the road being your next major rivalry?
Uh,
I know you have the feud with Sylvester coming up at the
yeah,
Sunny SmackDown or whatever they would call it. It's in Florida. Who knows? I believe it's the Sunshine SmackDown,
yeah.
if I remember correctly. But
Uh,
but after
my
that,
future, for my future, I don't know. Because there's so many, new players that want to challenge me and want me to be their launch pad to go for the U.S. title. And I was like,
to the
want me to
U.S. title.
be, yeah, for the U.S. title. And I was like, so wait a minute. If you beat me, you get a U.S. title shot, or like something else. Like, does that work?
I
I
mean,
have to be the one to get beat. You know?
it's kind of weird because like
Yeah.
I mean,
I have no saying in the U.S. title.
so
I have
Dustin,
no saying.
as someone
Yeah,
who
what
has a
does
saying
saying?
in it, why are you making
Yeah,
people beat up Leneto in order
I
to
like
get a U.S. title shot?
that's the
Now
reason
you're
why
on the
I
hot
have to
seat,
do
buddy.
it.
Buddy, it's not me. I
I mean,
had my share. I went through a tables match. Why do you think I would try to do
I don't know,
that?
but all these people seem to think that he's the
yeah,
road to the
it's
U.S.
like they all want to go for the U.S. title, but they challenging me, and I was like, okay, you gotta talk to Dustin. What the I I can't do nothing about that. I'm not the champ. I'm not the organizer. Nothing.
See, the thing is, me and Steve, we randomly, me and him will sit down and we'll talk about, we'll choose a few of them. And I'll
Yeah,
also, me and Jeffrey here, we've had tournaments before.
yeah,
I'd like to have a new one here soon, for a number one contender as well. But, here lately, we've been trying to get these other two challengers out, out of the way. Um, but yeah, main thing is, the title is mainly meant for, it's not just based on wins. It's how you present yourself in the community,
yeah.
how you conduct yourself, you know,
Whether or not you can beat Edo.
how you, yeah, number three. Now, just by me saying that, everybody's gonna be your PMs are about to blow up, buddy.
Oh yeah,
No. But yeah, it's mainly how you conduct yourself and stuff like that. Like we find, or even like I said earlier, kind of like new challenges of people that you don't really hear much promo from or something like that. This belt is going to change hands, quite a bit, and it's gonna it's gonna go through, so many people and stuff like that, whether they win or whether they lose or anything like that. And whoever gets a shot is worthy of it, at the time. Win or lose, I'm happy for them to get shots and stuff like that. But main goal is to have fun. And
Yeah,
I think
true.
this belt is a good way to help newer players, or even older players that you don't hear much from anymore, or you know, kind of like be balanced, I guess you can say. So you don't have to go through Edo, people.
It's a really prestigious title. I'll tell you that right now. Really, I really
For
love the
everyone
belt.
watching, it sounds like a misdirect. He's really emphasizing you don't have to go through Edo, but you probably do because it's probably the secret boss thing. Anyway,
Why
practice
would you
site.
have to go through Edo?
I
I
don't
put
know.
him through a
This is your
table.
division. You make the rules, so I don't know why you made that decision.
You make the rule, man. I got it. I got a P. I got somebody PM me for that, and I was like, um, okay.
Can I
You
say
better
Well,
awkward?
talk to the guy that is the champion, the organizer for that.
yeah. Well, people are mentioning that it now explains why Eddie got a title shot because he's an older player who needed a boost. Uh,
Oh yeah.
yeah, definitely. All right, practice site would like to know how did Steve escape being the reversal giraffe?
How to what? Sorry.
How did Steve escape becoming reversal giraffe when he was trapped in the
Uh,
buddy building?
oh, he was trapped in the bodybuilding, but he escaped because he beat me in a match. Obviously, he beat me in a match. Uh, and I said, okay, so, but either way, I still have like a little piece of your soul. So now it's with this little guy right there.
Yeah, one thing I learned with that match with you is I came out victorious, but after all them lariats and everything,
He
I
wanted to
was
say,
I couldn't think. I'm probably still not the same.
I mean, let's be fair about how well you think before that.
What would you say?
All right, I'll leave the rest of that up to everyone's
Or
interpretation.
everybody.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, like, but they all know what the implication is, otherwise known as the truth. So, what stuffed animal contains a shard of Dustin's soul?
oh Lord.
oh, oh,
I'm afraid to even know this.
I have it. I have it right here. It's not an animal, but I have it right here.
Probably going to be really short.
Drum roll.
Okay, so you just got an actual toy in the actual shape of Dustin. Makes
Actually,
sense.
what is that? A bird?
No, that's like a little.
The little Dustin.
Yeah.
Look, you see the teeth and the hair? The little scruffy beard, basically. Pretty good likeness.
I'm gonna start doing the '03 Kane gimmick. I'm gonna put a towel over my head from now on these shows.
Uh, People want to know, what do you do with these souls?
um. Well, they. When I go into the friend Kane, I do this whole witch doctor thing or whatnot to put in a soul. Whoever I beaten, I just grab, like I go like that, and I start, saying all the, you know, I say rubbish things and everything, and then it transfers.
Ritual?
Yeah.
I got you, buddy.
All right, and what stuffed
was
animal is Kid Blunder from
Kid
Master Micah?
Blunder. I have no stuffed animal for him. Not yet. Not yet.
Not yet. Oh,
Not yet. Not yet.
okay. Okay, yeah. Practice site was wondering if that what you were showing. Are we 100% sure that's not the real Dustin, and that
No.
the one in the Zoom room is just a some kind of robot just asking questions in his place? Because this really is hard to tell which one is actually Dustin. They look so much alike.
I'm going on another 4 month strike. I'm just kidding.
And the one you had
I'm
seemed
kidding.
far more intelligent.
Oh,
I'll
this
try.
one? Or
Yeah,
the one that
it
I
has an
tried.
intelligence in its eyes that just is lacking elsewhere. You're elsewhere.
elsewhere.
Anyway,
I'll try, guys.
Alright.
all right, we got about 10 minutes left for final questions and comments. Uh,
It all starts with being a Packer fan and it ends with you're dumb.
I mean, in many ways, those two equate to each other.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
remember
but what can you do, right?
that.
I mean, next thing you know, you're gonna say that Chicago actually makes good pizza, and then I'm gonna have to kick you out of the Zoom room.
Shoot.
All right.
Basically, I cannot say much because I haven't traveled that much. So
Yeah. So the General Li Wang would like to know which LFF title do you want to go for first?
Ugh. I wanted to get this title since I was the first one that won it. But if Dick Thunderlips can forgive me for what I bake it, the title, the intergalactic title. I'd like to have that in my possession. But if not, I'll go for the US title.
All right. Practicite is saying, are you going to close the show by pulling out a stuffed fox and grabbing Foxworthy because I apparently jinxed him on Got Next and deserve it? Well, so there's two issues there. One, I'm actually immune to everybody for a couple reasons. One,
Yeah.
When he tries to erase my mind, it doesn't work because I don't have a mind. And two, I also don't have a soul, so I have no fear of the bodybuilding because you can't do anything to a guy who has no mind or no soul.
see, he just admitted it, guys. I am the smart one on this show.
No, I didn't say that. I'm just saying you're dumber than a guy who has no mind.
I try.
He's unfazed.
I try.
He's unfazed.
Yeah. So I am not actually a ginger because most gingers I know actually have souls, and I don't. You gotta sell things sometimes. You gotta sell high and buy low. I unfortunately did it in
Yeah.
the reverse, but I mean, how else do you get a body like this if you don't just sell it for the highest price?
That's a fantastic body.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's very well rounded. Anyway,
I just can't.
anyway.
I just can't.
Oh man. So we got about 5 minutes left. Man, so Body by Buddha, yes, yes. So yes, it is definitely Body by Buddha, which in essence means I do have the body of a god. There's no debate
True
there.
story.
Hmm.
True story.
Yeah, there is literally a god in my image. It's just perfection. Uh, all right, let's see what's popping up on the Twitch. Oh, wow, that's Dustin
Sorry.
typing. Yeah, don't really need to know that. All right.
It's for next week.
Yeah, I don't do schedules. Like day of, I wait for you to post on the forum, and then that's how I realize who I'm supposed to contact.
All right.
All right. So yeah, we got a few more minutes left. Is there anything you want to talk about, Edo? Anything specific?
Um,
Oh, ooh. All right.
no.
Master Mike does have a question. Water
All right.
ice cream, or sherbet? Which is really simple, because everyone knows the right answer there.
Sherbert.
No, it was water ice, but
Oh,
No, sherbet.
okay. Have you ever
Sherbert.
actually had water ice?
No. I would like to try one.
What? Water ice?
Yes. Sometimes known as Italian ice, but it's Philadelphia water ice.
I'm just gonna stick to the snow cones.
Yeah, snow cones are nowhere near as good as a water ice. But yeah, so like, I'm the only one here in this Zoom room, at least that is visible, that has
Yes.
tried each of these things, and yes, water ice is the best,
All
hands
right.
down. And it comes in many flavors. You can actually also mix it with ice cream to make a gelato, which is pretty good too. All right. Young Allergy trying to say that water and ice sounds similar. Yes, I didn't name water ice. Uh, it's just a name that is long older than me. So I don't know what to tell you.
I got a
Uh,
question though. If it like sort of kind of like weather, can you literally say it's a mixed drink?
it's not a drink.
Oh,
You don't drink a water. It is a frozen dessert. So it is made with like real fruits and vegetables. It's kind of like shaved ice, but it's a different texture and whatnot.
Oh, I
It's
never.
different with different sugar, and they make many different flavors.
I gotta
I
come
like
up
to try it.
north. I don't know these.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's really more of a Philadelphia thing. There are supermarkets do sell like knockoff versions of them called Italian Ice, but they're not really the same consistency. So not as good. Anyway, Evil Ed would like to know, because this is not the Philadelphia Water Ice show. Um, pickle or cheese?
Pickles.
Okay, that's pretty bad for Evil Ed the Cheesehead, but okay. Um,
Sorry, what?
and I personally, we all love Ed here, so
Um,
I'm a cheesehead too.
yeah.
uh, yeah, it's true.
Yeah, that's the only thing in your head.
Evil Ed, you got my vote, buddy.
Yeah, Praxisite is thinking, maybe you can transfer some soul into Fox and then turn him into a stuffed fox or a real fox. I don't know. He didn't specify. I'm just implying. Sure, but you had to do it quicker than I can sell that shard for. I got the connections there. I am from Philadelphia. We're pretty good at selling stuff illegally. Um, all right. Master Micah, lime, orange, raspberry, or rainbow sherbet.
Ah, a sherbet.
Yeah. Okay. Chuggy would like to know your favorite One Piece character.
Oh, uh,
That's the show with the rubber band guy, right?
yeah, yeah. Uh, favorite one. Oof.
That my extent of anime knowledge.
Oh boy, One Piece character.
Man, Chuggy asking the hard questions.
Yeah, he asked a very hard
Yeah.
question.
Yeah, so basically just imagine that if like someone had a gun to your head and said you only could pick one, and if you don't pick any at all within a certain time, like say 1 minute because the show goes off the air,
Yeah,
you're gonna get it. So
I would go. My favorite character would
oh,
be.
thank you for the sub, Evil Ed.
Uh, I would go with. I'll go with Usopp.
Okay, I have no clue who that is, but I hope it's a good choice.
Oh, he used to be like a cowardly guy, but I think in the past season he became he became like all muscle.
Okay, I still I still have no clue what you're talking about, but I'm sure it's very entertaining.
I
General
didn't.
Huang would like to know who do you think is the better faction, Impact or the Line?
Impact with a line. Wow. I would have to go with the line.
He starts
I would
coughing.
the line. Okay, I'll go with the line.
Seems like a good choice. Uh, Practice site would like to know any non WWE wrestlers that you'd like to see the company try to get into the game.
Well, they banned this wrestler. I don't know for what reason. Ryback. Want to see him back.
Well,
He's not a wrestler.
he's not talking about in WWE. I think he's implying in SRG.
Oh, the
Yeah, I don't
SRG.
think Steve banned Ryback, but maybe.
Yeah, kind of like former that are no longer in it.
Yeah,
That
people who don't
or
work for the W. No, well,
yeah,
he said non WWE, so that means people who don't work for the company. So it could be anyone.
yeah.
It could be
Okay.
someone working for Impact to someone locally. Like,
I would go with Brody Lee. I know he passed away, but Brody Lee.
okay. All right. So we are a little bit past 7:31. You have any final thought? Oh, let me get the final results for the poll. So if people want to try to get a last minute in, if you want to make the right choice and choose the Fiend, you vote exclamation point vote space Bray. If you want to vote for everybody, it's exclamation point vote space everybody. So I'll give you a couple votes while I go to that screen and see it. Dustin, you want to plug next week's show while I do this?
Yes, next week's episode is I promised him that like I always say, all you gotta do is private message me and you're in. Like I said, I don't choose favorites. Anybody or in Ito's case, everybody is got a chance to be in here. And that's the thing, whether I know you, for a very long time or not, that's part of the show. I hadn't known Ito that long, but we have fun rivalry, stuff like that. I got to know him, but it's cool to know these things that, sometimes that, it's all about the player. It's not just what you see as promos.
I want to renew our rivalry, dude. I really want that.
Let's make it still like steel cage match, so I don't have to deal with that
I
again.
still
All
All
right.
right. So next week's episode is going to be we know him as Nightmare King. It's going to be Michael Nichols.
All right. Sounds good. All right. So the results of the poll are only me and Master Micah were smart and voted for the Fiend. Overwhelmingly, everyone else voted for everybody. So I don't know. I'll tell you.
That's right, people.
Yeah. I mean, if you're voting on the same sides as Dustin, something's wrong there.
Hey,
But All right. So we'll do one last question, and Master Micah wants to know cannolis or tiramisu.
Cannolis.
all right.
All right. So with that, we will see you all next week with Nightmare King. Thank you for being on the show. It was great. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I appreciate you being on here, buddy. Like I said, I got to know you a lot, and at the time I didn't know you, but I knew sort of somewhat your character. But man, it was so fun spitting all that out to you and you responding and things
I try,
and just
I try to
seeing,
answer
where
your
you're at
questions
now.
best I can.
What is it?
I try to answer your questions best I can, and everybody else.
You're good, buddy. I appreciate, what you do in this community. You play, you still promo. You're there, buddy. You're in here. You're in here
Yeah,
with us. That's the main thing. You got a competitor. I love to see your growth and just keep doing what you're doing.
yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much.
All
No
right.
problem, brother. And guys, I'll see y'all next week.